Welcome back, dear explorers of consciousness. In our last video, we introduced the concept of meditation as a journey through the full spectrum of human experience. Now we're going to dive deeper into the how-to, exploring the intricacies of this practice. Let's start with a fundamental shift in perspective. Instead of seeing meditation as a path to tranquility, imagine it as an expedition into the vibrant, sometimes turbulent landscape of your inner world. Your mission? To become an expert cartographer of your own consciousness. The first step in this journey is to expand your definition of what's meditation worthy. Every sensation, every thought, every flicker of emotion is part of the terrain. That knot of anxiety in your stomach? It's a landmark. The flash of anger that surges through you? It's a river to be navigated. The subtle joy of a deep breath? It's a sunny meadow to be savored. As you sit down to meditate, resist the urge to set a goal. Instead, cultivate an attitude of radical openness. You're not trying to get anywhere or achieve anything. You're simply creating space for whatever arises, inviting the full rainbow of your experience to show itself. Start by tuning into your body. Notice the most prominent sensation. Perhaps it's the pressure of the floor beneath you, or a slight discomfort in your back. Don't try to change it. Instead, zoom in. What are the qualities of this sensation? Is it sharp or dull? Constant or pulsing, hot or cold? Explore it as if you're a scientist encountering a new phenomenon. As you investigate, you might notice the sensation changing. It might intensify, fade, or shift location. This is the dance of sensation, always in flux, never static. Your job is simply to observe, to stay curious about each new development. Now, let's say a strong emotion arises, fear, for instance. The conventional approach might be to acknowledge it and return to the breath. But in our rainbow meditation, we're going to dive right in. What does fear feel like in your body? Is there a tightness in your chest, a trembling in your limbs, a racing of thoughts? As you explore the physicality of fear, you might notice something interesting. The emotion isn't a monolith. It's a complex interplay of sensations, thoughts, and even other emotions. Can you detect a hint of excitement mixed in with the fear? A touch of curiosity? This granular exploration serves two purposes. First, it helps you develop a more nuanced understanding of your emotional landscape. Second, it keeps you engaged with the experience without getting swept away by it. You're not suppressing the fear or trying to make it go away. You're not even trying to cope with it. You're simply experiencing it fully, with as much precision and detail as you can muster. As you continue this practice, you'll likely encounter some challenges. You might find yourself wanting to push away unpleasant sensations or cling to pleasant ones. This is where the real work begins. Can you notice this impulse to control your experience? Can you include that impulse in your field of awareness, observing it with the same curiosity you'd give to any other sensation? Remember, the goal isn't to become a stoic who feels nothing. It's to develop the capacity to feel everything, to surf the waves of sensations rather than being submerged by them. This capacity is what allows you to engage more fully with life, to be present for both its joys and its sorrows without being overwhelmed. As you practice, you might start to notice patterns. Perhaps certain thoughts tend to trigger particular emotions, or certain emotions manifest as specific bodily sensations. This growing self-awareness is invaluable, but be careful not to use it as a tool for control. The point isn't to manipulate your experience, but to become better at feeling it fully. Now let's talk about thoughts. In many meditation traditions, thoughts are seen as distractions to be dismissed. In our approach, they're just another part of the landscape. When a thought arises, observe it as you would any other phenomenon. What's the emotional tone of the thought? Does it have a location in your body? Does it change as you observe it? This approach to thoughts can be particularly helpful with repetitive or intrusive thoughts. Instead of trying to stop thinking, which often just creates more mental activity, you're learning to relate to your thoughts differently. You're developing the ability to experience thinking without being consumed by it. As you become more comfortable with this practice, you might find that your experience naturally cycles through different states. You might move from physical discomfort to emotional turbulence, to mental clarity, and back again. This cycling is normal and even desirable. It's a sign that you're allowing your system to process and integrate a wide range of experiences. One of the most profound aspects of this practice is the way it changes your relationship with time. When you're fully engaged with your moment-to-moment experience, time seems to expand. A single meditation session can feel like a journey through vast inner landscapes. This sense of expansiveness often carries over into daily life, allowing you to feel more spacious and less rushed. It's important to approach this practice with patience and self-compassion. There will be times when it feels overwhelming to stay present with difficult sensations. When this happens, it's okay to shift your focus to something more neutral, like your breath or the feeling of your body against the floor. You can always return to the more challenging aspects of your experience when you feel ready. As you continue this practice, you might start to notice changes in your daily life. You might find yourself more willing to engage with difficult situations, knowing that you have the capacity to be with discomfort. You might also find yourself more fully enjoying pleasant experiences, savoring them without trying to hold on to them. This approach to meditation can also lead to profound shifts in your sense of self. As you become more intimate with the ever-changing nature of your experience, you might start to question the idea of a fixed, unchanging identity. This can be both liberating and a bit unsettling, as it challenges many of our deeply held beliefs about who we are. Remember, this practice isn't about reaching some final state of enlightenment. It's an ongoing exploration, a continuous opening to the fullness of life and reality. Each time you sit down to meditate, you're embarking on a new journey with no way to predict what you'll encounter. In a world that often encourages us to seek comfort and avoid discomfort at all costs, this approach offers a radical alternative. It suggests that true freedom comes not from controlling our experience, but from being fully present with whatever arises. It's an invitation to embrace the full spectrum of human experience, from the depths of despair to the heights of joy. So, as you continue your meditation journey, remember, your task is not to calm your mind or achieve any particular state. It's to open yourself to the entire rainbow of your experience, to notice what arises with curiosity and kindness, to allow yourself to fully experience whatever comes up without needing it to be different. In doing so, you're not just practicing meditation, you're practicing life. You're developing the capacity to be fully present, fully alive in each moment. And that, perhaps, is the greatest gift meditation has to offer. As we conclude this exploration, I invite you to take a moment right now. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Take a deep breath and notice what's present in your experience. Whatever you find there, comfort or discomfort, calm or agitation, can you welcome it? Can you be curious about it? This is where your practice begins. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the rainbow of human experience. If you found this perspective valuable, please share it with others who might benefit. And remember, every moment is an opportunity to practice, to explore, to expand your capacity, to embrace the fullness and the mysteries of life. Namaste.